A lot of black families do not lose wealth because they are lazy or bad with money. They lose it because one person is carrying everybody. One emergency can wipe out years of progress, and nobody was ever taught how to protect what gets built. So even when money finally shows up, it does not stay. In this video, we are breaking down the real reason black families struggle to keep wealth, and more importantly, how to escape that cycle for good. The first thing we have to understand is that earning money and keeping wealth are not the same skill. Those are two completely different games. A person can be brilliant at making money and terrible at holding on to it. You see this all the time. A man works 30 years, pays bills, raises kids, finally buys a home, maybe gets a pension, maybe saves a little. Then he dies. And now the family is grieving, confused, and unprepared. Nobody knows where the papers are. Nobody knows who gets what. Nobody knows what the taxes are. Nobody knows how to keep the house. Nobody knows how to handle the land. Nobody knows how to run the business. And the thing he spent his whole life building starts falling apart before the flowers from the funeral are even gone. That is not because the family is lazy. That is because wealth without structure is fragile. Now here is where it gets even more painful. A lot of us were taught how to earn, but not how to organize. We were told to work hard, stay out of trouble, buy the house, get the degree, save a little money, maybe open a business. And none of that is bad advice. But nobody sat us down and explained this. If your whole wealth plan is one paycheck, one house, one person, or one business, you are still vulnerable. Because real wealth is not just an asset, it is a system around the asset. A house is not enough by itself. A business is not enough by itself. A high income is not enough by itself. If there is no will, no trust planning, no insurance, no cash reserve, no retirement strategy, no debt control, no next generation training, then what looks like wealth can disappear fast. That is why some families can make 6 figures and still feel one disaster away from falling apart, because they are not living inside a system, they are living inside a temporary good season, and those are not the same thing. Also, image can be dangerous, because sometimes what looks wealthy is actually very weak. Nice car, big house, luxury clothes, beautiful family photos. Everything looks solid. But behind the scenes, no emergency fund, high monthly payments, no estate plan, no retirement cushion, no assets outside the house, no investment habits, no protection if the main earner gets sick or dies. So what is passed down is not freedom, it is bills. And that is heartbreaking, because the family thought they were inheriting success, but really, they inherited maintenance. That is why I need people to hear this clearly. Just because money touched your family does not mean wealth reached your family. Those are different things. Money is what comes in. Wealth is what stays, grows, and protects people after the original earner is gone. And if it cannot survive one death, one illness, one lawsuit, one layoff, or one bad year, then it was never stable yet. Now, let's talk about the escape, because this is not one of those videos where we just explain the pain and leave you there. There is a way out. Not an overnight way out, not a magic way out, but a real way out. And it starts with a mindset shift. Your family does not need a hero. Your family needs a system. That may be the most important line in this whole video, because heroes get tired, heroes die, heroes burn out, heroes get sick, heroes make emotional decisions, but systems keep working even when one person is down. So the first move is this: stop thinking only about income. Start thinking about protection. If every extra dollar goes only toward looking successful, you stay fragile. Some people do not need a bigger house right now. They need 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. Some people do not need another side hustle right now. They need life insurance and a will. Some people do not need a riskier investment right now. They need to get out of high-interest debt and stop the monthly bleeding. That is not boring. That is wealth preservation. That is how you stop one bad month from turning into 5 bad years.
The second move is this: build more than one pillar. If all your family wealth is in one house, that is dangerous. If all your future depends on one job, that is dangerous. If all your security depends on one person, that is dangerous. You need multiple pillars: cash reserves, retirement accounts, home equity if you own, some kind of investment habit, skills that can earn, maybe a small business if it is real and profitable, and most importantly, fewer liabilities pretending to be assets, because wealth is stronger when it stands on more than one leg. The third move is this: get legal and organized. I know that does not sound exciting, but this is one of the biggest differences between money that disappears and money that survives. Who gets what if you die? Who can make decisions if you get sick? Is the house protected? Are beneficiaries updated? Does the family know where the documents are? If you own something valuable, is it being held in the smartest way? These questions are not for rich people only. These are grown people questions. These are family questions. Too many families lose property, lose benefits, lose time, and lose peace because no one got organized before the crisis.
The fourth move is this: teach the next generation more than consumption. A lot of families pass down struggle, silence, and bad money habits without meaning to. Nobody explains credit. Nobody explains investing. Nobody explains taxes. Nobody explains ownership. Nobody explains the difference between an asset and a bill dressed up like an asset. So children grow up seeing money emotionally, not strategically. Either money is something to fear, something to flex, or something that disappears too fast to plan with. That cycle has to break. A child does not need to inherit millions to inherit wisdom. If a child learns how money works early, that alone can change the bloodline. Teach them what a savings habit looks like. Teach them what ownership means. Teach them how to read a pay stub. Teach them how debt steals future freedom. Teach them that being stable is more powerful than looking rich. Because a family that understands money can do more with a little than a confused family can do with a lot.
And the fifth move is this: stop measuring success by what can be seen. That one is huge, because some of the strongest families financially are not flashy at all. They're not trying to impress anybody. They care about paid-off debt. They care about margin. They care about savings. They care about retirement. They care about property staying in the family. They care about not having to start over every generation. That is what real success looks like. Peace, options, breathing room, the power to help without destroying yourself, the ability to survive a hit and keep moving, the ability to die and leave clarity instead of chaos. That is wealth. Not just having money, having order.